So now we're cooking oven fried fish, and this is red snapper, and this has been marinated overnight. So now we're taking it out of its juices and putting it on some paper towel to get the dampness off of it. So there we go. So it's on the paper towel, and in a couple of minutes we'll start frying it in the oven. Okay, so basically this fish has been marinating since last night, and we cleaned the fish. The fish was clean, and if you notice, we I sort of cut little slides on in the fish, and packed it with garlic and a fish marinade. So this is well marinated. This is well soaked and about to be fried in the oven.
And go in my tummy.
About to put the fish in the oil. So basically I'm just taking off any excess moisture that may be on the fish. So you use a piece of paper towel and you just sort of like, tap it, and this will take off the moisture. Okay, so now we're about to put the fish in the oil on the stove and then into the oven. Okay, so basically now we've got some oil in here, and it's a mixture of vegetable oil and olive oil. So that's olive oil, and you mix that with vegetable oil. So I'm gonna turn the top of the stove on because I need to get this. This has to be heated to at least 450 degrees. So the stove is on, and the oil is being heated right now. In order not to have your kitchen or your house smelling like as if you're cooking fish, what I did with the oil, I put chop up some onions, and the onion is going to mask the smell of the fish and the smell of the oil. So starting to get brown, so now we know that the oil is ready. It's hot enough. So now it's time to put in the fish. So there we go. 1. And 2. So the fish is in the oil and ready to go. So now I'm going to take this pot, take it off of the stove and put it in the oven. The top of the stove off, taking the pot and putting it in the oven. As you can see, the fish is frying in the oven. It's bubbling up, frying, and in a couple of minutes we'll Okay, so the fish is finished frying. We just took it out of the oven, and actually we started cooking three fishes, and we couldn't resist eating one of them. So we actually just ate one just out of the pot, and now we have 2 left over. So I've put a garnish with onions and red peppers, and now I'm going to put a glaze, and this glaze is a balsamico olive oil glaze. So you mix balsamico and olive oil together, and then you just pour it over the fish like this. You put it in all of the little crooks and crannies of the fish. So just coat the fish completely with this glaze. There. Right. Okay, so now it's completely coated in the balsamico glaze. And then I will garnish with some green onions. So here's some green onions. I'll put the green onion garnish on it like that. So you've got red peppers, onions, and green onions. So voila, our fish is done. And now we're about to eat dinner. Okay, so this is the fish. I'm gonna start eating this big fish here. I'm taking the big one. I have big eyes, so this is big. So I'm gonna, actually what I'll do, I'll just cut it in half. So I'll cut the fish in half. So there we go. And I am going to start with the tail. I'm gonna take the tail end of it. So this is what it looks like. And let me see what it tastes like. Actually, I'm gonna put the knife. Down. I'm gonna try it. Let me taste it with a fork. So I'm gonna take a piece of fish here. Okay, so there's a meaty part of the fish. So this is the fish, and I'll dip it in some of the mutaba, and let's see. Mmm. 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 This is delicious. Mmm. My goodness. The tail end of the fish, and I've already started eating, as you can see. So, mmm. This is delicious. Excellent. So I'm actually doing this with my fingers. So I have the fish here, and I'm going to put some hummus on it. And that is so good. And we have some vegetables to go with that. Excellent. This is the head of the fish. This is what the head of the fish looks like. Ooh. This is the fish head. So we're just finished eating. This is what's left of my piece of the fish, and this is what's left of the fish head here. I don't think anybody's gonna eat it.
I will.
Oh, you eat it? Okay, so somebody's gonna eat the fish head. So this was it. This was absolutely delicious. The fish was great. It wasn't oily. It was nice and moist. So, and also, you know, because we fried it in the oven, we used a very, very small amount of oil. So you don't, you know, so it wasn't floating in oil, and you know, your kitchen wasn't splattered with oil, and the whole place wasn't, you know, stinking of fried fish. So it was very, very, very easy to do. It took about half an hour to. Thank you for joining us for this meal. It was a pleasure having you. Sorry you couldn't taste it and you couldn't smell it. We'll see you again in our next, when we sit down to have our next meal. Until then, take care. Ciao.